I want to walk into a room with you guys the moment you started prototyping Mailbox, right? So you said it used to be a second inbox that looked like a to-do list. Eventually, you guys ended up with this beautiful email app that was done better than most others, right? Any others? So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt there. All right.
Thank you.
Earlier, you used the word Gurdunken?
Gurdunken, yeah.
Gurdunken, right?
Yeah.
So while you guys were in your Gurdunken, your thought exercises, what was the moment where you realized that the idea for Mailbox as it launched was the one that you guys wanted to run?
Well, like anything else, it happens in lots and lots and lots of little ideas that evolve over time. I think the first one was recognizing that we needed to go to where the messages were. And so at a minimum, we were going to need something email client-like. We talked about automatically slurping in all of your emails and then trying to figure out which ones were tasks, or creating like a side-by-side world of tasks and emails. And over time, as the idea evolved, it became more and more email-centric with a bit of a task-focused workflow. I remember, though, as we were beginning to explore mobile gestures that felt fluid and light and powerful, and really locked onto this idea of swipes, which we also didn't invent. I think it was the to-do list Clear had really done this really well with tasks. The impending guys just like hit it out of the water and just felt great. We realized we were sending those messages places. That was the metaphor that made the most sense, is that I was pushing the message somewhere. And so we had this series of physical prototypes of all different kinds, like paper-based realities that your screen was moving through, and we had all these cutouts. We'd hold like a cutout of a stencil of an open phone window over these pieces of paper, and you'd imagine, okay, now I'm moving this message and like move the screens around. And we actually played with several different physical realities to find one that started to make sense. It was very important to us that there be a spatial metaphor that you could connect with, so you could get your head around what you were doing. And one of the things we realized is that this inbox is just piled on forever, and if you sent something to archive, you didn't know where that was, and so that was scary. But if you left it there, then your inbox was scary, and people, they didn't have the equivalent of a desk where they could even arrange their content. And so we wanted to give people a surface. But the nature of that surface went through some bizarre explorations on the way. And really, physical prototyping and that kind of problems turned out to be very helpful, because we could take any conceptual model we had for where the messages were going and actually do it and see how it felt. And tried a lot of like sticky and prototype-based ones until we landed on this concept of 3 zones. Your snooze things, your archive, and your inbox down the middle, and you were just simply pushing the messages between them, which people picked up on quickly, and it just made for a pretty intuitive, of course, naively obvious kind of model.